Have you ever opened an Excel file and it looked like pure confusion, thousands of rows, no order, no structure, and you're just scrolling endlessly? Today, I'll show you everything you need to know about sort and filter in Excel from absolute beginner level to advanced business level usage. So if you master what I teach you in this class today, you will clean messy data. Basically helps you to do that. You'll find answers instantly, analyze business data faster, and work like a professional data analyst. So let's begin. We'll start by basically explaining or defining what sorting means in Excel. So sorting simply means arranging data in a specific order. So that order could be alphabetical, say A to Z, reverse alphabetical, say Z to A, smallest to largest, largest to smallest, oldest to newest, and or newest to oldest. So let us dive right in. So you can see in the data tab here, you can see the sort and filter group here, right? When you go to the home tab as well, under the editing, you can see sort and filter, but let's use the sort and filter group here in the data tab, okay? So here you will see A to Z, right? And you also see Z to A, that is reverse alphabetical, that is alphabetical, and reverse alphabetical. Okay, so let us basically sort the region column. Okay, you can see that, right? So let's sort A to Z. Watch what happens in the region column as I click A to Z. You see, it's sorted alphabetically. Okay. Now, let us do the reverse alphabetical sorting. What do you think that will be from Z to A, right? So we click on Z to A, you can see that, okay? We can as well do that in any column of choice, say sales rep column, A to Z, you can see from A to Z, right? Okay? Z to A, it starts or begins with Z, okay? So this is what happens when you sort that way. Okay, so basically we've sorted alphabetically, and we've also sorted reverse alphabetically. That is A to Z and Z to A. Okay, so let's look at sorting multiple columns. So this is where beginners stop, right? But professionals start. So we want to click anywhere in our data sets, okay? And now, instead of clicking A to Z or Z to A, we want to click on the sort, right? The sort dialog box opens. Let us sort by region, okay? Select region. Here we want to sort on cell values, right? Yes, that is good. On cell values. Then for region, we want to use, let's say, A to Z, okay? Let's add the secondary. We sort by the primary, then the secondary. For the secondary, let us use, let's see, total sales, okay? So we are going to click the drop down and select total sales, all right? So we are sorting the cell values, this time from largest to smallest, okay? Let's pick largest to smallest, okay? So we can go ahead and click OK. So what happened was that we sorted the region alphabetically, right, from A to Z, remember? And we also sorted total sales from largest to smallest, okay? Basically based on the primary column, which was the region column. And if you look at this very well, let us basically look at this Abuja, right? That is the region to the total sales, right? You can see that the region was sorted alphabetically, while the total sales was largest to smallest. So within the Abuja now, you can see within that section, you can see that it was what? sorted for the sales from largest to smallest within Abuja. Okay, that is why you have 190,000 here. So this explains why Kano has a 540, which is greater than 190. So because when you come to Kano now, you can see Kano starting from the largest to the smallest within Kano. The same thing from Lagos, right? Look at Lagos here. Lagos from largest to the smallest within that region. Lagos, okay, for Port Harcourt, the same thing. So you can see that we sorted using multiple columns, okay? So now sorting rearranges data, filtering hides data. So let's get that clear. Sorting rearranges data, filtering hides data. So filtering allows you to show only what you want, hide everything else temporarily. Okay, so this is one of the most powerful Excel features. So how do we apply filter to our data set? So let us click anywhere within our data sets. Then on our data tab, we head to our sort and filter group, then click on filter. Once we do that, you see these filter buttons activated on our column headings, okay? Now, what this allows us to do is to sort based on columns. For instance, let's say we want to only look at specific products, basically. We can click the filter button on products and say we want to see sales from maybe laptop. We can check laptop and click OK. So you see the temporary filter applied here, where we only filter what we want to see and hide what we don't want to see. So that is how filter is used, okay? So you could still even filter more. We want to see product laptop. Then for region, let's say you are only interested in Lagos, so you can still pick Lagos. So you can have multiple filters across, okay? So to clear filters applied is just to click on the drop down that you filtered earlier, then clear filter from that column, okay? Let us clear filter from here as well. So you see we have our data back completely as we had it. So you can, like I said, filter across any column of your choice. So now those rows, like let's say this now, if we say we want to see payments that were received, so we'll go to paid rather, click OK. You can see we have paid. Now, the columns or the rows that are hidden are not deleted. They are just hidden temporarily. And you can see that from our row number here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 6, 7, no 8, and 9. We have to go to 10, no 12, and so on. From 13, we jump to 16, and 17 to 19, and so on. So you can see that those rows are just hidden temporarily. When we clear the filter applied, everything will come back. So let us use the number filters. So what we'll do is that let's go to where we have numbers on our sales column here. Let's click the drop down here on sales, okay? You can see numbers here, right? You can see number filters here, okay? So instead of using the checkbox as we did earlier, we click on number filters, okay? On number filters, you see equals, does not equal, greater than or equal, less than or equal, between, top 10, above average, below average. So these are all ways for you to actually filter your column, okay? So if we say equals, for instance, let's say we had a margin that we expected, and our margin should be, say, 300,000. We click equals, and we go ahead and now say 300,000, right? Okay, so let me explain these conditions here. So we can either just go with this. Okay, when we click OK, you can see we don't have anything directly equals 300. So basically, that was it. So let's clear that filter and go back. Okay, so number filter. But I want to show you something now here on this equals. So and means that if we pick two conditions here, those two conditions must be met. We can use or, either of. Okay, so let's say equals 400,000. Then we say or greater than 40,000. Okay, if we click OK, we will see that that filter on total sales was applied. Let's go back there and basically buttress that point. Let's use equals to 400 or greater than, we want to use or greater than 300. Okay, we'll click OK. So you can see that filter was applied. So everything we have here is actually greater than 300. Okay, so the or that we use there basically just helped us to either apply or implement this condition or this condition. So that is what it is. Okay, so let's clear that. So let's use another does not equal. Does not equal is the opposite of equal. So if you say something that is not equal to 400,000 naira, for instance, here does not equal 400,000. So it's going to filter out the 400,000. Okay, so that is what it does. But you can also have multiple conditions here, as we described earlier. You can see all the 400,000 are gone. Okay, from the range. Okay, so let's clear that. And so you can basically try the rest. Greater than, if you say greater than, for instance, now greater than, say greater than 500,000, only sales greater than 500,000 will be remaining. You can see that, right? So that is how this works. That's how number formatting works. Okay, you can still actually do top 10 in that. So, and again, just like we did, again, you can do top 5 if you want. So maybe you just have a short list. So top 5, you say items here or percent. So let's just use items, depends. So you can also do bottom, right? Not just top. So let me just show you that that exists there. So we want top 5, we click OK. So we are going to have top 5 sales, okay? So that is how it works. So let's clear this filter. So let's use text filters now. So text filters include contains, begin with, end with. So let's basically look at that. So we will have to apply that where we have text, okay? You can see the difference, right? Where you have text, you see text filter. Where you have numbers is what? Number filters, okay? That's how it works. On dates, what will you see? Date filters. So basically, you can expect that, right? Okay, so let's apply text filter here. Click on text filter. You can use equals to a particular word, does not equal to a particular word, begins with a particular alphabet or letter, ends with a particular letter, contains specific letter, does not contain specific letter, or you do your custom filter. So let's just say begins with. We can say begins with maybe P. How you use these applies to the number filters we used before. So I'm not going to talk about it again, just left for you to practice that. So everything P, right? So that's how it works. So the date filter, remember, date filter it can be applied or seen when you are on the date column. And you can see we have between dates and so on, this week, next week. So these are things that are specifically easy. So if you say this week, for instance, you are going to filter sales within that week only. So that's something that is very important. If you say this month, you're going to pick sales for that month. maybe say last quarter, you are going to get that. Okay, so let's clear that. Let's look at it. All of it were in 2024. So you can basically use, say, between dates, for instance. So you can see between dates, you can see what happened, right? Is equal to and is before or equal to. So you can see the and here will be applied now. So let's say 25th January, 25th January 2024, and 5th February 2020, 5th February 2024, just as we have it here in our data set. So we'll click OK. Okay, so you basically can use these according to what you want to filter. And I guess that you didn't know this existed, right? Wow, it does. And it makes filtering easy and powerful. Many Excel users don't even know about this. And so you are among the very few who can use this very, very, very well. One super way of filtering our data easily is converting our data set to tables, right? So we can click within the data set, say Control and T, that's Control plus T, and make sure you check my table has headers. Then you click OK. You can see this way. It's very easy to filter, okay? So today you've learned basic sorting, multi-level sorting, basic filtering, number filtering, text filtering, date filtering. And so if you truly understand sort and filter, you are no longer a beginner in Excel. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please and please kindly subscribe, share the video. We want to make sure as many people as possible get to learn, get to enjoy learning, get to enjoy communicating with us. Our goal is to build professionals, okay? Basically create content around data analysis where professionals will always have access to practice for free. So thank you so much for joining us. So see you in the next class.